Wendy, I just had the most terrible nightmare. It was a horrible dream. It's just a dream. It's just a dream, Jack. Better get back to work on my musical typewriter. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Click, 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 click. I've told you about coming in here before, Wendy, when I'm trying to work. When you come in, I'm at a very important point in my novel, and when you come in, it disturbs me. As if I'm not disturbed already. Let me explain. When you come in, I lose the place. So all this is a waste of time, and it takes me a long time, Wendy, to get back to where I was in the show. Now, where was I? Hello there, folks. It's Jack Torrance here, aka Jack Tickleson, dressed as a member of the cast of The Squeezing. Red rum, red rum. Now, if I've been very clever, what I've done is write this in lipstick the correct way on the mantelpiece, which means, because Facebook always flips things around, you will see it exactly as it appeared in the film, back to front. Okay. This is actually a typewriter. It's a musical typewriter. It's called an accordion. Haha! And we are going to start off today's show. We're going to start today's show with something a little bit different. Yes, we're going to play the theme from The Shining, which is not the grooviest beat, but it's got something about it. Extraneous scary noises. One of the most taxing left-hand pieces I've played. Oh, brilliant. That was pretty scary. That was pretty scary. Even scarier than the stuff I normally play. I have to excuse the hairstyle. It's been a hell of a winter, honestly. Been going stir crazy in here. Been locked in the house all winter with the family. You know how I feel. Yeah, X behind me. And some strange things have been happening. Very strange, I can tell you. There's this bar opens up down in the basement that normally there's nothing there. But sometimes I go down and there's this wonderful barman called Lloyd. Here's Lloyd. Hey, good evening, sir. Hello, Lloyd. How are you? I'm very well, sir. Can I get you something? Well, it's very nice of you to ask. I was kind of hoping you'd ask, Lloyd, because I got a 210s and 220s burning a hole in my pocket. I thought they were going to be there till April next year. So, yeah. What can you get me? How about a nice bourbon, sir? Tell you what, Lloyd, you get me a bourbon, white man's burden, and some ice in a glass. Do you think you could do that, Lloyd? You're not too busy? Certainly, sir. Here you go. Cold tea, yeah. Okay, there's some wonderful music playing in the background when I'm down visiting Lloyd. It's actually, I've done a bit of research on this, yeah. In other words, I pressed Google. It's called The Midnight, The Stars and You. I'm going to try that for you now. Just imagine a big band playing this. Yeah, it's like a big band recording. All instruments in one. Thank you, Lloyd. Don't mind if I do. Shiningly bright today. It's actually shiningly bright today. And it's a shame because we've got the fire on here at the Overlook Hotel. Oh, I seem to have overlooked something, as usual, a set list. Never mind. Look, there's a lovely picture of Red Rum up there. I don't know why that photo's changed from Toki. It's normally Toki there, but anyway, lovely horse. And we're just going to carry on as if things are normal here. Just pretend there's not an axe looming in the background there. Oh, and look, what's behind the axe? It's a couple of scary twins. My goodness, let's go and see who it is. It's the Wrigley sisters, identical twins, very scary. I used to play in a band with them. Not everybody's got identical twins, musical identical twins that they can call on the show. I was going to try and fly them down from Orkney, but we didn't have the budget for the show. In fact, we're stretching it with a wig a bit. Oh, by the way, apologies for missing in action this week, young Lola. Lola was supposed to be on a tricycle. She was going to be young Danny, my son. And I just got a message saying she's off to the beach. She's off to the beach. That's kind of unreliable dog that Lola is. Yeah, back in the days of Toki. There he is there. What a little star. Toki would never do that. He would never run off to the beach on a sunny day and leave me behind. No. Oh dear, look, the glue's coming off these. These are upside down. There I have the Yoo-hoo to hand. This the shoe is sponsored by Yoo-hoo. These are upside down Victorian sideburns because Jack Nicholson's got these weird bits that come out like that. I hope you appreciate the attention to detail I've given you today. Now we're going to play a normal tune. I apologise for this. By the way, if you wondered what the scary noises were, a lot more scary noises in the real theme tune was and screech, but I was doing a little look, I've got it's a glass of eggnog, and that's been brought to me by the previous caretaker. Let's just have a little sip. Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. I seem to have spilt some on you. Oh, come into the bathroom and I'll wipe it off. What's his name again? Grady. Yeah. Jack Nicholson tries to convince, Jack Torrance tries to convince Grady that, I know you, Grady, you chopped up your wife and you killed your wife and 2 children and chopped them up into little bits with an axe. And he goes, you were the caretaker. And he goes, I must beg to differ, sir, but it is you who is the caretaker. Okay, more scariness, more horror show coming up soon. But first of all, we're going to have some proper tunes. Yeah, proper tunes. This is called The Boys, as I said, these are called The Boys of Malin. Listen, you accordion, by the way, it's not you in the show. This is actually quite hard to play this accordion. I think I'm going to ditch it for the old the old faithful black one. This is actually much easier keyboard to play. Better in keeping with my evil black character as Jack Torrance. And yeah, the accordions are like dogs, aren't they? They've all got their own little characters. This one's a nice reliable stuffed dog, and that Lola, she's a cheeky wee unreliable pup. Yes, a cheeky wee pup. She's off to the beach. These tunes, by the way, Boys of Allen, the Blackberry Bush. That's what the lovely maze outside the hotel here, the Overlook Hotel. In fact, I'm overlooking the maze just now, and it's planted with blackberry bushes. Yes. Very sharp if you try and climb through the bush. If you cheat and try and climb through the bush. But you have to be careful not to get lost in there. It's a very, very tricky maze. You could catch your death of cold in there. You'd be frozen stiff all winter if you got caught in there. Wouldn't like that, would we? No. Now we've got another little excerpt from The Shining. Of course, the most famous bit of the film is when things are going badly wrong in the family, and marriage counselling is really not going to help. And the wife, Wendy, is played by Shelley Duvall, has locked herself in the bathroom with young Danny, their son. Meanwhile, Jack, that's me, is trying to get through the kitchen door, and he can't. It's very annoying for him. It would be very annoying if you couldn't get through, not the kitchen door, the bathroom door. So, luckily, he has a fire axe to hand. He's a little accident with his foot, so he's limping a bit. And he's knocking on the door, he goes, little piggies, can I come in? No, nobody, my chinny chin, well, I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow the house down. Oh no, I've just split my writing desk in half. This is a real axe, folks. Kids, don't play with axes at home. It's dangerous. Almost as dangerous as smoking, yes. Okay. Let's put the axe back. So, I know it's a little bit of a tenuous link, but I thought we could play a tune called The Price of a Pig for the little piggies. It's a lovely jig called The Price of a Pig. I don't think I have played this in a previous show because I tried to play it in a previous show and then I forgot how it went, so I don't think I actually played it. Maybe I played it the week after. Anyway, nobody cares. Whoa, price of a pig. I remembered it this time. Little piggies, let me come in. Now, got something very exciting for you because it's the shining. It's the shining, really, not the squeezing. There's a bit of squeezing going on. I'm licking glue. I've got a track that I actually played with the band Burrick many years ago called "Keep on Shining," sung by fabulous Ali Cherry. I thought I'd play it for you. So I actually left one of my props for later through the back room. I'm going to go and get it now while I play some background music. This is "Keep on Shining" by the fabulous band Burrick from the album Deeper. That's me. Okay, it's been a while. Wow, great. We'll be right back. Old-fashioned CD player. Then even on CD players in the Overlook Hotel, I think it was 1980. Ian Anderson and drums. Cheers, Lloyd. Best goddamn barman. This from Timbuktu to Portland, Maine. Portland, Oregon, for that matter. Time for some more spray sweat. Fantastic. I love playing along with myself. Yeah, thank God I put the word along there in the middle. Yeah, that was that was me playing with me. That was Jack Torrance playing along with Sandy Brechin and the rest of the band Burek. Keep on shining there on the album Deeper, or what do you say backward?
Red rum, deeper, ready.
Rapide. But yeah, why am I doing that? If you've never seen the film The Shining, you really got to watch it. It is just brilliant. Classic Stephen King novel. I think the film is even better than the book, but then I don't really know because I never read the book. But many people have said that. And apart from Stephen King, of course, he wouldn't say that. I think he was a little bit annoyed by some of the changes they made in the film, but actually it's just brilliant, absolutely fantastic. And the thing is that Jack's son, Danny, is a very, very young boy who cycles around this empty hotel corridors and sees these strange things like scary twin sisters and fountains of blood coming out of the closed lift doors. Very scary for anybody, never mind a young boy. But luckily Danny has The Shining, which is special telepathic powers, and he's in touch with a little boy, presumably a little boy not of this world, called Tony, and Tony speaks to him using his finger like this. So it's actually just Danny speaking, and he goes, "Tony, I don't want to go to this hotel. Do you think we should?" He goes, "No, I don't think you should." And he goes, "I know." I goes, I can't tell you. Anyway, the parents think he's just like, talking to himself, but it's not. He's actually like possessed, but possessed in a good way. And like Jack, he's really not doing well in the possession stakes now. The family, 2 out of 3. Actually, it's not great for the family, is it? There's 3 of them: the father, the mother, and the kid. The father and the son are both possessed. They're not doing too well. at least the son's possessed by a nice spirit. The father's completely away with fairies, or away with the deals. The deals a while with the tailor. Now there's a good idea for a tune. Let's just play it. And why nicht? Oh, James F. Dickey at the end there, and before that the concertina reel. Started off with, I didn't even know I was going to be playing that in today's show, The Deal Among the Tailors, yes, very appropriate. And a little bit more spray sweat needed because Jack's getting very hot under the collar. Not that I really need spray sweat in here because it's roasting today as usual. It's always roasting when I do a show. I've got the fire on, thankfully it's starting to go out there. And yeah, I'm starting to get a little bit sweaty about that message on the window there, on the mirror there. I can't quite read what it says. It says something like Noidroka. I don't know what. Did I write that? Looks like my handwriting. Must have been a momentary muscular lapse. And then underneath it, yeah, red rum. So this is what Tony, the little spirit that lives in Danny's finger. Must be a very small spirit because his finger's even smaller than mine. But despite it being very small, Tony's a very clever little spirit, and he's always trying to warn the family. He's going, red rum. Of course, it's murder backwards. Oh no, I've given the whole film away. Well, if you haven't seen it, it came out in the 1980s. You've had plenty of time, so sorry. I know I should have put a spoiler alert though. Speaking of spoiler alerts, hide your eyes now if you're easily offended. Yes, it's another advert for the 2022 Sandy Brechin calendar. Yeah, we don't. This is just a prototype, so we don't have the squeezing in there yet. But I think we're going to have the cover of the squeezing. That was absolutely brilliant. That was my another little tiny person, a little tiny spirit, Gillian Cook. She's strong in spirit despite her small stature. And my part-time secretary, Gillian Cook, did a fabulous. She did this. That's also fabulous. But she did the amazing advert for today's show. Normally I just whip up a picture, but she actually put it together in a little montage. The squeezing looked in the same kind of font as the original film. Absolutely brilliant. With me axing down a door. Of course, it cost me a very valuable door in my flat here. I had to axe through it to make the pose for the picture, but it was worth it. It was worth it for the show. See the things I do for the show. So, folks, yes, instead of for a new axe grinder, I should have asked for tips for a new door, please. So either whatever you'd like to donate to, I do need a new door now as well as an axe grinder. So whatever you think you would like to, you can tell me which one you prefer to donate to, and I will put the funds towards that. There's a little tips thing somewhere around here. Yeah, but if you'd like a copy of the calendar, it's $10.99. I know it seems like a lot, but by the time Christmas comes around, which is what it's for, inflation will be so mental after this pandemic that $10.99 will seem like nothing. It'll be a drop in the ocean. So well worth investing for a member of your family, or possibly somebody you don't like. You can send them it as a little Christmas nasty surprise. There we go. 2022 calendar. Don't be without one. We've already got 13 pre-orders. That doesn't sound a lot, but for me, that's pretty good. Right, what are we going to play now? Well, I haven't done a waltz for a while. Let's see if Jack Torrance can hold it together long enough to play a nice gentle waltz. Oh, actually I saw a video yesterday on YouTube of the wonderful Blair Douglas playing this tune. Blair's had a stroke, so he can only really play with his right hand, but it was another accordion player, Gary Alexander. Might have got that wrong. Sorry. Anyway, very nice video of this chap Gary pulling the bellows, and Blair sitting next to him, just playing the keyboard with the right hand. If I could get somebody to work my bellows, that'd be great. His life would be so much easier. I could just play the right hand, and like drink a pint with the other one or something like that. Anyway. This is in honour of the great Blair Douglas, who wrote the very tune he was playing, wonderful Kate Martin, and I am privileged to know the real Kate Martin that it was written for. Oh my God, so many connections. Kate Martin's waltz, beautiful. The beautiful Kate Martin's Waltz by Blair Douglas. Let's have another ting. Brilliant. Now, what was I going to say? Oh yes, we've got a very big dramatic finale coming up. Again, a spoiler alert if you haven't seen the film. It's getting pretty bad. The mum and the son have managed to escape from the bathroom while Jack's trying to axe it in. But, well, actually only the son escapes because the window's tiny. And it's just enough to squeeze him out. Wendy, the mother, can't get out herself. Not that she's exactly overweight, she's the skinniest actress I've ever seen. But her eyes are huge, her giant eyes can't get through the tiny window. And luckily, they're on the first floor, but luckily it's so snowy outside, there's a massive snow snow pile. But slow drift, built up against the wall of the hotel. And little Danny slides down. And he runs off into the maze. Well, it's all the bits in between, but anyway, ends up in the maze, and crazy Jack is chasing him into the maze with the axe. And at the end of the film, you're thinking poor little Danny's going to get it, but no, he's quite clever. He retraces his steps, jumping backwards into footsteps, and then leaps to the side, brushes the snow, so it looks like he just comes to a dead end. Jack comes to this dead end in the darkness, in the snow, in the maze. And then, well, you'll see what happens at the very end, which is in about 5 minutes' time, but I'm not going to spoil that bit for you. But just before that, meanwhile, you think that the whole situation is going to be saved by this other guy who's the chef that the family met before all the staff went back home when they first arrived. And this is the guy who's a chef, and his name, I can't remember, is it Mr. Wallace in the film or something, but anyway, the guy's name is Scatman Crothers, that's his real name, brilliant black actor. And he's down in Miami, and he's got the Shining too, and he gets this like message while he's lying on the bed in cooking temperatures in Miami, and it's little Danny going help up in this freezing cold hotel up in the north of America. So he gets on a plane, he gets his jacket on, he gets on a plane, he flies up there, he gets a taxi, he gets out, then he gets a snow caterpillar thing to get the last bit because no cars can get through it, and he comes into the hotel and stupidly shouts, hello, is anybody there? And Jack comes round the corner and smashes into his chest with the axe, and he's instantly dead.
this has been going on for like all the way through the film. Danny calling him and him coming to the rescue, and then he just gets blootered straight away. So it's down to Danny on his own. Anyway, Danny's clever enough to deal with it, and that was even without the help of Tony. So good man, Danny. And the actor's real name is Danny as well. God, they were just so lazy, weren't they? Jack's real name was Jack, and Danny's real name was Danny. Well, thankfully Wendy was really Shelley Duvall, so at least somebody bothered to change their name for the film. Actors. Yes, I would never be an actor. No. Who wants to dress up and pretend to be other people? Silly. What's wrong with just being yourself? Why can't you just be happy in your own body, eh? Right, a set of tunes to finish, I think, and then we will have the dramatic final scene revealed of the film. Meanwhile, more sweat. Okay, I think it's time for 2-4 march. We're marching into the maze because it's very heavy snow. We're having to plod through it, marching into the maze. Major Sandy Spence. I haven't played that for a while actually. I didn't know that's the one I was going to play. Often you just start a 2-4 march in A and see which one pops out. Yeah, that was by the fabulous, famous, sorely missed Gordon Lincoln. And now it's time for the big reveal. Oh, shall we tell them, Lloyd? Shall we let them in on the secret? Yes, sir, I think you should. Well, the Andy's in the maze. Oh, by the way, one thing I forgot to tell you, the boiler, that's all he's got to do is keep the boiler running. That's his only job. It's actually the wife that does it. Yeah, typical. He's mucking around, allegedly writing his novel. It's all just, she gets a horrific shock when she finally looks at it after months and months of him working at it. She finds the pile of the script, the first draft, and it's just the same sentence over and over again. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. That's not a great moment for her, and she's the one that's been doing all the work, keeping the boiler going anyway. I'd just like to tell you that I had some of my own boiler troubles this week. Turned out it was a leaking radiator. I know it's getting summertime now, but it's never a bad time to get these things fixed. Just in case you end up snowed in the equivalent of the Overlook Hotel for the winter. Make sure you get your boiler sorted now. Anyway, boiler's working great. Unfortunately, that's not going to help Jack because he's out in the middle of the maze and now he's lost because the little footprints of his son that he was following just suddenly ended and he can't find him. And to be honest, it serves him right. It serves you right for trying to chase your own little son with a big axe. That's very naughty. And then it all goes dark. And then cut to the next morning, and here is the reveal. And this is what I left through in the bedroom. I forgot to bring them through. That's what I went to get when I had the CD playing. Thank goodness I had some background music to play for you. Yes, just give me 2 secs here. And right here, I'm not going away this time. I'm just preparing the costume for the big reveal, the finale of The Shining. And that was it, yeah. They find him next morning in the middle of the maze, absolutely frozen solid. This is snow. Great, there we go. Wasn't that an amazing recreation? Oh dear, I seem to have lost my hair. Right, well that's all folks. Speaking of that's all folks, coming up in a future episode. That's all folks, goodbye. Wow, that was quite good fun. I wish I'd got the words a little bit better. I thought I'd learnt them, but I hadn't. This acting thing's not so, it's harder than it looks, the old acting thing. It doesn't help when you're drinking cold tea as well. Oh my god, I left the tea bag in there. Jeez, you really got to get some staff. The props department never leave a tea bag in the cold tea. It does look very realistic though, much healthier than alcohol. Anyway, how about we play Dogs versus Psychotic X-Men? See who wins. Yeah, great idea. Okay. I'll tell you what, you can have this dog as well. So there's two of you and only one of me. There you go. Right? Now you guys defend yourselves as I come at you with a giant axe. Are you ready, boys? Ready? And defend yourself. Ah, little piggies! Oh God, did I leave that on?